Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Roarivores Triceratops. Now, of course, the Triceratops is a dinosaur that needs no introduction, and is probably one of the most famous dinosaurs of all time. I'd say it's as popular as dinosaurs like T-Rex and Stegosaurus and whatnot, so yeah. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's take a quick look at the painting on this figure, and the painting on this figure is not bad. There's not a lot of paint, but the painting here still looks nice, so yeah. Anyway, as we can see, most of the body is a orangish color, which does look very nice. I would have preferred more of like a grayish color, but it still looks nice. Of course, on the back we have some brown patterns going down, which does look nice. And the thing I find really weird, on the back of the leg here, we have sort of like a beige color, almost implying that the underside of this figure is going to be beige as well, but no. The underside of this figure isn't beige, which is kind of weird. It looks kind of weird there now without the beige, but yeah. But anyway, of course we have the scan code. So if you want to scan it in, go ahead. And we have the new Jurassic World logo right here. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for that. Going to the head, we can see that the horns and the little spikes, osteoderms, whatever you want to call these are painted a grayish color, which does look nice. And the beak is sort of like a beige color. It's not the same as the horns, which is actually kind of a good thing, but it is a beige color, which looks nice. And we do get some airbrushing on the edge of the crest as well, so yeah. The eyes are painted a yellowish color with black pupils, but on this eye, it looks kind of normal. But on this eye, as you can see, if you look real closely, some of the painting on the eye is kind of, well, not where it's supposed to be. It's slowly kind of like, not really coming off, but it's like, kind of like, not where it's supposed to be is what I'm trying to say, which is honestly not a good thing, but unfortunately that affects a lot of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom figures, unfortunately. So, yeah. I actually have a good chunk of figures that we'll see later on that kind of suffer from the same issue. So, yeah. Kind of a shame, but yeah. And also, something else to point out about the horns here. The painting on the horns, unfortunately, bleed onto the head of the animal itself, so it does look kind of sloppy, but yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. And the painting on this figure, not great. The eye problem, of course, is an issue. The horns, a little sloppy. And it would have been nice if the toenails were painted. But other than that, the painting on this figure, I'd say is still nice. So the painting on this figure, I'd say gets a pass. It's almost 3/4 of a pass, but it still looks nice from far away. So, painting on this figure gets a pass. Now take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure is pretty basic. So, the front legs can move forwards this much, and the back legs can move backwards that much, and vice versa. The back legs can move backwards that much, and these back legs can move forwards this much. The legs can spread as well, so you can kind of get them to stand like that. I don't know why you would, but, you know, there's always that. You could, like, pretend it's drinking or something like that. So, yeah, I guess that's something you could do. And there's a little button right here, and by little, I mean it's actually a pretty good size. And basically what you want to do is you want to push that, and that'll activate the Roarivore sound. So you get 4 sounds, just like with the Ceratosaurus that I reviewed way back when. So let's listen to them. So first we get a... Now I actually like that sound because when I hear that sound, I can't help but think about the Jurassic Park 3 toy line. I didn't review this specific figure, but I don't have it, which is why. But in the Jurassic Park 3 toy line, there was a React Attack T-Rex. There were 2 of them, actually, and both of them did not make the classic T-Rex roar that, you know, we've all heard before. It instead made that noise, so, yeah. But whenever I hear that noise, I immediately get flashbacks to that specific figure, so, yeah. But anyway, if we push the button again, we get a nice sound like so. Another nice sound. Again, the Jurassic Park 3 T-Rex toy sound. And another sound. So, yeah. Which, honestly, the sounds aren't bad. They're actually original, like the Ceratosaurus, which is cool. But something that's kind of weird to me, the head is very loose. Now, of course, it has to be loose so it could, you know, do the Roarivores thing. Thank you. Yeah, no, the head is loose, and it's because, you know, the Roarivores feature, I get that. But for some reason, it's on, like, a ball joint, so you could, like, move it from side to side. And when you push the button, you know, it just moves up. It doesn't really move the head or anything like that. So, I don't really know why it's like that. There's probably some reason to it. I'm just probably being stupid, but yeah, the head, I get the up and down, but I don't really get the side to side, so yeah, very loose if you make it go side to side, but yeah. But honestly, that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. The articulation on this figure, not bad. I will admit the head, again, a little weird, but everything else works, and it's basic, but it's what you would expect for a figure from this line. So, yeah. Anyway, the articulation on this figure gets a pass. Now take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure, again, looks great. This looks a lot like the Triceratops from Jurassic World, which does look nice. And it also kind of reminds me of the Triceratops from Jurassic Park as well. So, yeah, especially that head sculpt. That head sculpt looks very nice. So, yeah. And honestly, there's not a lot to say in terms of the sculpting on this figure. The sculpting is pretty much very good. So, yeah, sculpting on this figure, very good. It gets a pass. Now we'll take a look at the detailing on this figure. And the detailing on this figure is actually very nice. First of all, we'll take a look at the head. And the detailing on the head is actually very good. I actually really like how that looks. Of course, at the face here, we get some creases and folds and wrinkles, which looks very nice. And of course, on the beak and on the horns, we do get some cracking as well, which doesn't look great, but it still looks nice. And of course, we get to the crest, and of course, the crest is detailed very nicely. Each individual scale is well detailed and very well defined, which looks very nice. And we get more scaling throughout the body, which doesn't look as nice as the head, but it still looks nice. So the detailing on the side of the body here looks great. We have some more creases and wrinkles and scales, which look nice. The front legs are detailed very nicely as well, but unfortunately we do have kind of a seam line going down the body. And same with the back legs. The detailing here looks very nice. And even the knees here, very nicely sculpted. And of course the feet are detailed very nicely as well. Very rhinoceros-esque. Yeah. Of course, the underside we have more creases and wrinkles, but again, the sound thing right here, I don't know why, but with the Roarivores line, where the sound comes out of, they always sculpt it very weird, which I don't know why, but yeah. But anyway, going to the tail here, we have more scaling, which looks nice. And we have a seam right here in the tail, but that's because the tail actually comes disassembled in the box, so yeah. But anyway, we have more detailing, more scaling, everything here looks nice. And a fair bit of musculature throughout the legs and whatnot as well. So, yeah. And that is pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. And the detailing on this figure, very good. The detailing definitely gets a pass. So, at the end of the day, should you get this? I'd say yes, but I don't believe this figure's in stores anymore. I believe you can still get this figure on Amazon, but it might still be in stores. At my local Target, there's still one in stock. So, yeah. It's just been sitting on that shelf for a really long time, but you might be able to find this thing in stores, but if you can't, then probably go to Amazon, because it's there for about 14 bucks, which is what this thing originally retailed for, and honestly, 14 bucks for this is honestly very nice. So, yeah, very nice figure, and probably one of my favorite Roarivores in the line, either this figure or the Ceratosaurus. Even though that figure couldn't really stand, it still looked very nice, so yeah. Again, this is a very nice figure, and if you want to know how big it is, here it is next to Dr. Billy Grant. And as you can see, the Triceratops might be a little bit on the smaller side, but I still feel like it works pretty nicely, so yeah. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.